Kathy Hilton and Garcelle are speaking about what really went down at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, and it's very interesting. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. As you know, we've been following the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Erika Jayne saga for a while. And of course, you know, we just did a report on Andy Cohen and what was divulged during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. And he says she answers everything, but all of you said he's lying. But with that being said, we also hear that the higher ups, and if you listen to my podcast, I talked about Andy's alleged demotion. Well, apparently, the higher ups asked Andy Cohen to ask certain questions and to really go there. This was not going to be up to Andy, because the executives at NBC Universal and Bravo expect that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion is going to be major. They've been profiting technically off of victims, but the ratings this season, which have been very, very high, especially for a franchise that's been suffering across the board. When we think about the Real Housewives of New York or the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is doing quite well. Unfortunately, it's because of Erika Jayne's legal drama. So as I said to you before, Andy Cohen revealed that she reveals everything, but now we actually are hearing from some of the ladies that are on the show. So Kathy Hilton, along with her daughters and her sister Kim and Kyle and Garcelle, were at a charitable event this week benefiting Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. And this is the Abbey's 16th annual Christmas in September event. I didn't get the memo. I love Christmas. I call myself the king of Christmas. Sorry, Mariah, you can be queen, but I'm the king. Of course, several sources, including Radar Online and Daily Mail, had some conversations with the ladies. And here's what Radar Online's exclusive is saying in regards to what Garcelle says happens during the reunion with Erika Jayne Girardi. They say this: speaking exclusively to Radar about the reunion taping, Garcelle used a variety of adjectives to tease what fans can expect. This is a quote: "It's juicy. It's dramatic. It's sad. It's touching. It's everything." Kathy Hilton also decided to chime in, adding, "It's heartbreaking." And Garcelle agreed with her in that moment. But it didn't stop there. The Daily Mail had their own conversation with Garcelle, and here's what she had to say to them in regards to the reunion. When speaking of Erika Jayne, Garcelle says this: she came to the reunion, it was long hours, and a lot was divulged. Andy Cohen did not hold back. She was really honest, and she really said a lot of things we wanted answers to, but we were not sure she would divulge. So as you know, if you've been following the latest season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I wasn't sure. You know, Andy Cohen, before the season started, said that we could expect a lot of Erika revealing more than I even expected. And she did. And of course, some of those were cliff stories, some of those were tumbling cars, and someone unconscious for 12 hours. And yeah, there were moments like we felt that she was lying. But there was a lot more than I expected this season from her, which helped because of people like Sutton and Garcelle that were asking the questions and they weren't sugarcoating it. And people like PK and even Dorit at moments really divulged and really called Erika Jayne to the carpet. But as I said before, I wasn't sure what we would get from the reunion. A lot of you expected Andy Cohen would give us a very softball reunion. But we also have been hearing that Erika Jayne has been preparing for this reunion with her legal team. But Garcelle says this about how Erika acted during the reunion. She says, Erika was good and she showed up. She did her best, which I think is pretty amazing considering what she has been through. She is not hiding. Garcelle continued by saying this: I like that she is facing her co-stars and fans and the rest of us. I don't know how many fans Erika Jayne Girardi has now. I don't know how many fans Erika Jayne Girardi had before. Let's be honest. I'm sure you've also seen the photos Erika Jayne out and about shopping at TJ Maxx. Some of you have called BS on it, saying that she's using those opportunities to seem more humble. It's a little too late for that. This is way too much footage on Erika Jayne not being humble. But with that being said, I didn't want to report on it because I was just like, okay, it's another day. I tell you, I could literally probably make 5 videos a day just on Erika Jayne's stories, but some of it is just so tedious and just not worth saying. So I much rather, if I can, say it here with you right now. She was photographed in TJ Maxx. They said there's a TJ Maxx near her home in Pasadena that she could have went to, but people felt she went to the specific one so that she could be photographed. But Garcelle talks about that in this conversation with the Daily Mail. She says, I think life has changed for her. Her reality is different these days. But I also think maybe the people who feel like she is not humble, maybe shopping at TJ Maxx will let people see her in a different light. They will see that she is human and her life has changed. Let's hope that happens. So you might be wondering where the friendships are. Where are the friendships with these ladies right now? It seems as if they might be in a decent place, but specifically, Garcelle says this about her friendship with Erika Jayne right now. She says, Erika and I are fine, actually. I don't know. I want to see. I want to see because I do know that Garcelle and Sutton Strack, the two that you would never expect would have a friendship. And this is way before this season. That friendship developed the last season because we've seen them hanging out since. And they had such a cute banter and shade with them. And this is where Dorit gets Garcelle wrong. Because Garcelle shades and is funny with Sutton, but she gets it. However, Dorit doesn't get it. And maybe because Dorit takes herself way too seriously, that she takes it as a dig. But in regards to who her real friends are, she said this to the Daily Mail. When asked who she's closest to on the show, it's Sutton Strack. She is my girl, said Garcelle. I love it. I love to see authentic friendships. And that's exactly why Sutton and Garcelle need to stay on the show because they are actually friends. I don't really believe that some of the other ladies are really friends. I think they are coworkers. We see it all the time on the show where they come in on that first episode and they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in months. Okay, girl. Honestly, tonight is another episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And as always, we will be doing our weekly TikTok live watching and commenting at 10 p.m. Eastern. So be there or be square. It's a fun time. Guys, I want to know your thoughts on the reaction from Garcelle and Kathy Hilton on what Erika Jayne Girardi brought to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. The Beverly Hills reunion, the first part, will air on October 6th. And you know we will be there covering it all. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. See you later.